Hello students, today we are going to start a new chapter, that is the Prime Minister of India, which is the part of the Union Executive. So, as per our Indian Constitution, Article 74, it states that there shall be a Council of Ministers with the Prime Minister at the head to aid and advise the President who shall in the exercise of his function act in accordance with such advice, which means that there will be a council of ministers which will be headed by the prime minister, and both will aid and advise the president in his functions, in all his work and functions, and he will be helped through the advice which is given by the council of minister and the prime minister. So let's start about the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister of India is the leader of executive of the government of India. He is the chief advisor to the President of India. Why? Because he advises the President of India. And the head of the Union Council of Ministers. He is the real executive authority. Why it is written over here real executive authority? Because he is having the real power in our country. Like in last chapter I have told you, when I was teaching the President of India, that the President is the nominal head of the country. Nominal means just for the namesake. And for the Prime Minister we say that he is the real head of our country, or he is the real executive authority in our country. He is also the ex officio chairman of Niti Aayog, as well as National Development Council, National Integration and Interstate Council. Now we'll see his tenure, or the tenure of PM. There is no fixed tenure of PM, Prime Minister. Usually it is said that the one tenure is completed for 5 years, but that could be extended even, right? So PM shall hold office as long as he enjoys the majority support in the Lok Sabha. So as we have seen, our present Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, as you know that this is the second tenure of his being as the Prime Minister of India. As we know, he is the 14th Prime Minister of India, and he joined as Prime Minister of India in year 2014. He completed his tenure in 2019, but since again as an election has taken place in 2019, and again the BJP was elected, and he was again elected with the position of the Prime Minister of India. So here, as we can see, as much as a party or a person enjoys the support of the public, for that much tenure a person can be the Prime Minister of India. So there is no restriction regarding the tenure of Prime Minister. Then Lok Sabha can remove Prime Minister by way of carrying out a no confidence motion. Okay, so though we say the tenure, the fixed tenure of a particular time period of a PM is for 5 years, which I have told you, which can be extended even. Rather, I would say it could be reduced also. Okay, if you enjoy the support of the people, then the tenure can be extended, and if you do not enjoy the support of the people, the majority people of a country, then even you can be, or a person can be removed from the post of Prime Minister before than the 5 years even. Okay, so what is the procedure? If people of India are dissatisfied by the rule of any political party, so they can pass a motion in the parliament, that is the no confidence motion, through which political party can be removed, and even the Prime Minister can be removed from his position. So with the removal of the Prime Minister, as we know, the entire cabinet, whole of the cabinet which is appointed by the Prime Minister is also removed. They also resign from their post. Now the procedure for the appointment of the Prime Minister. What is followed for the appointment of the Prime Minister? The President appoints the Prime Minister of India. Though in the name of the President of India, the Prime Minister is appointed, but actually through the general election. As we know, every after 5 years we have a general election, and whichever political party wins in that election, the leader of the political party, either he himself or he appoints somebody else to take up as the prime ministership of our country. Like we have seen one example, before BJP Congress was there in the center rule. Then at that time the leader of the Congress party was Sonia Gandhi, but when she did not choose to be the prime minister of India, she appointed in place of herself Dr. Manmohan Singh as the prime minister of India, right? So either political party leader himself can be the leader, or he or she can appoint somebody else to be the prime minister of India. So according to the convention, the president invites the leader of the majority party or the group in the Lok Sabha to form the government. The member of the majority party or the group elect the leader to be appointed as the prime minister. Okay, so it is basically the leader and the member of the political party, those who elect the leader as the to elect as the prime minister. Now there are some terms which are related to election of the Lok Sabha, that is the clear majority. In elections, during the Lok Sabha elections, when the results are announced, at that time, if political party gets the clear majority or total support of the people, then it is known as the clear majority. Like if we say, take an example, in India, a majority requires a party to win more than 50% of the seats in Lok Sabha. So as we know, the maximum strength of the Lok Sabha is 552 members can be there in the Lok Sabha, but at present we can see there are 545 members. Maximum can be 552, but at present 545. So the total number of seats in the lower house is 543. Why 543? Because two people, if you remember, it is nominated by the President of India, therefore 543. Okay, so the ruling party will need to win 50% of 543, because these 543 members are the elected members. So out of 543, if we take out the percentage, 50% of 543, that makes it 272. So in order to establish a majority in the house, if a political party wins in the election and they want to form the government, then they need to have at least 50% of the votes, or 272 seats at least they should have in the Lok Sabha. Then only they can prove the clear majority in the house to form the government. So as you can see in this chart, children, that BJP in last two general elections of Lok Sabha in 2014, they've got the seats, 282 seats, whereas they required how many seats? If you remember, the 50% of 543, that is the 272. That is the 272 seats. And here we can see 282 seats were won by the BJP government. Therefore, they had the clear majority. And here again in 2019, they got 303, which means again it was more than the 50% of the seats which was won by the BJP candidates. So here from the last two general elections, we are having the clear majority in our country, which proves to be to form the government clearly. BJP formed the government clearly. But there is a situation, children, in which sometimes when the election takes place, parties they are unable to prove the clear majority in the house, and they are unable to form the government. So in such a situation, what can be done? We find the coalition government. Now what is coalition government? Coalition government usually are a temporary alliance. Alliance means agreements being formed when no single party gains a clear majority and competing parties instead negotiate to work together. So in spite of in the competition, the other political parties agree to support the any of the political party which is in majority in number. So as we can say, maybe election has taken place in which majority, or we can say a political party has got the more number of many number of seats, but still they were unable to prove the majority, clear majority in the house, which is the 50% of the seats of the Lok Sabha. They were unable to prove that 50% of seats, but maybe they must have got 40 seats or 45% of the seats. In such a case, the political party may request to other political parties to join in with them to prove the government, to make the government in the center. So therefore, when two or more than two political parties they come in together to form the government, that is known as the coalition government. So coalition government is a type of government where two or more political parties join together in parliament or in assembly at the state level, even children, to run the government. The first successful coalition government in India, which completed the whole 5-year term, was the Bharatiya Janata Party, that is the BJP, which was led National Democratic Alliance with Atal Bihari Vajpayee as PM from 1999 to 2004. Okay, why it is said that first successful coalition government? Because usually the coalition government does not last for very long. Usually it collapses before than the 5 years even, right? So therefore the first successful coalition government which has taken place was in year 1999 with the leadership of Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Then during 2009, in 15th Lok Sabha election, when Congress got a large number of seats, but they were unable to form the government. So as I have given an example just now, so they formed the alliance of Congress party with so many political parties, DMK, NCP, TMC, that is the Trinamool Congress, NC, that is the National Congress Congress Party. We can see. So DMK is your this Dravidian Mundreza Kazangam. So all these political parties, as you can see, when they collide together, when they come in together, that is known as the coalition government. Now, I would like to explain you the procedures of the post-election, how to form the government. So, as I have told you, either the to form the government, two ways are there. After the election in Lok Sabha, either the political party may prove the clear majority in the house, or through the combination or through the alliance they form the coalition government. And if government is not formed through clear majority and coalition, then the another situation is there. Then the president uses his discretionary power, the special powers we have seen in last chapter also. He uses his discretionary powers, that is the either he can announce the re-election or he can declare hung parliament. So two ways the president can adopt if there is no clear majority or coalition government in the Lok Sabha house. So either he can declare, president can declare re-election or the hung parliament. Now what is hung parliament? The term hung parliament means a parliament where no party or a coalition that is already in existence is able to gain a simple majority after election. As I have told you, they are unable to prove the majority in the house. This means that no political party wins enough seats to secure an overall majority to form the government. So as I have told you, when neither by clear majority nor by the coalition government no political party is able to prove the majority in the house, then in such a situation, that is the hung parliament. Then what happens when there is a hung parliament? While a majority may still be gained by forming a coalition government or by adding new members to an existing coalition, the other possibility is that a minority government is formed when the party that has most members is allowed to form the government. So this is the discretionary power which is being given to the President of India. So the President of India may call any specific political party to prove the majority in the House with the help of coalition government. If by themselves, if by the political parties by themselves they are not able to collide together and form the government, then the president may call the majority party leader and to ask them to again join hand with the other political party or any other members to form the government. So that is what is the hung parliament is. Okay, and provided it has outside support from the minor parties and independent legislature. So the last and most extreme solution is re-election. So if the other political party is not able to prove the majority even with the help of minor parties and the independence legislator, then only the re-election is declared. So that was the hung parliament, children. In next video we'll be discussing about the power and position of the prime minister. Thank you.